Well, hello, and welcome back, friends. It's time for another live code and hangout. I'm AJ O'Neill, and so this is we're picking up from a long time ago. If y'all remember, about a month ago, we were working on this blog project, and I was integrating payments. I have completely lost my place because some other stuff became higher priority, and I needed to deal with that. So, kind of first things first with this is just I'm just going to be spending some time tonight reorienting, getting logged back into the server, checking on the current status of the project, what branch I was on, etc., etc. But one thing that we will be doing, so let me just show you real quick. So we have this GitHub sign in, and when you click it, it signs you in, but then when you refresh, you are logged back out. And so want to fix that for sure, absolutely. Hello to those of you joining in just now. I'd love to know who you are, where you're from, if you're a returning visitor or somebody new. And with that all out of the way, last thing before we get started, let's have a word from our sponsor, but not really our sponsor, Mr. Mountain Dew. Pop a top, my friends, because it is time to open focus. All right. And I didn't spill any on myself today. That's good. That's good. We're off to a really good start. Also, I'm going to go ahead and pop a link to the chat here. Let me make sure I've got the right one selected. Yeah. Okay. So if you do want to join in the Discord, here's a link to the Discord. And I will also give you a link to this project. So Bliss is the project we're working on. So bliss.js.org. And then I don't know if I had the repo. Oh yeah, the repo. This part of the repo is public. Anyway, we'll just get going. So first thing, this is this is prod. Bliss.js.org is prod. What we need is dev, and it looks like dev is not up right now. So we got to go figure out what's going on with that. Wait a minute, did that just say? Oh, okay. What does L do? I accidentally hit L instead of R. I don't know what that does. And let's see. I like to make the slides slightly different so I can see. Oh, come on, move. There we go. There we go. All right. So we're going to go into beta. And we're going to go into serve and into Bliss. I think that's where we should be. And let's figure out what branch are we on, why aren't things working, yada, yada, yada. Oh, let's see. Deepak, what's up? How you doing? I don't have a good guess on where you're coming in from. Kumar Tomar. Yeah, I can't place that. Where are you joining in from? I'd love to know. And what kind of questions do you have? We're just kind of live coding and hanging out, so we can veer off the beaten path as well as I go through this. Okay, let's see. Where were we? Okay, this makes sense. That I don't know if that makes sense. Let's see. It looks like. Okay. Interesting. I think I had set up a route that we won't actually be able to use with PayPal, but I'd set up a route that's going to get sanitized. So that none of the credit card information could accidentally end up in the logs. I think that was the last session that we worked on this. That was a long time ago. So, oops. Also, hold on just one second. I unplugged the heater. 1 second here. Okay, I thought it was starting to get cold, and indeed it is because I unplugged the heater. Let's pull the heater a little closer. And let me look. When was the last commit message on this? Last session was October 24th, so it's been over a month. Wow. What the heck was I doing here? Oh man, look at that. That's funny. A little. Apparently, the manual testing worked. Let's see. Okay, so I need to know why this is broken. Let's see if we can get any hint here. Internal server error is all we've got. So I think if I could look at the logs, I don't even know what the logs for this are. Let me go. See, this is the thing. If I don't work on something, uh-oh, that can't be right. Hold on. Sudo ls etc services. What? Oh, this is not good. Huh? Sudo vim etc services. No. Oh, Okay. I know what I'm doing wrong here. System D, system. I don't know what I was doing there. Okay. What can we find here? We got Bliss service, and this is the same server that webinstall.dev is on for the beta, so I can check that here too. So that's that. At least that's up. So I think what was this called? Bliss API. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the logs. Journal, CTL, Zfu, Bliss API. Nothing. That doesn't seem right. Okay, let's do sudo system CTL restart maybe. All right, and then take a look at the logs again. Okay, cool. Set defaults is not a function. Oh, no problem at all. I just had named something wrong. Got a little typo in here. Set defaults. I think that should just be defaults. And I'm actually going to move this. I'm going to move this out of here. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to have a require, and I'm going to have a relative path to my request. And this is what I'm going to do for my request. So then anywhere in this project where I require request, I'm going to be requiring the one because I'm initializing it. And so wherever I require it, I don't want to require the global one that's been initialized. I want to require it from where I'm initializing it so that it's super clear when dumb me comes back later and wants to know, oh, what the heck? What was I doing here? I don't have to remember. So this is one of my secrets, is I just try to do things in such a way that I have less mental burden and that I don't have to remember things. Okay, I'm taking this over as well. All right, so that looks good. So basically what I'm doing here is there's an RFC spec that basically says if you have an API client, you should set a user agent for it. And the user agent should be the name and the version of your package, and then the name and version of the larger platform that it belongs to, and so on and so forth. So for example, if we just take a look at, let's just go to one of those what's my user agent sites. Well, I gotta adjust my chair here. Come up another inch. There we go. All right, what's my user agent? And you've seen this before, but I just kind of want to point this out. So this is saying, well, all web browsers say they're Mozilla for historical reasons. Hey, nice to see you again. You haven't been on in a while. I guess I haven't been on the past couple of weeks. My schedule's been rather irregular, but nice to see you again. Hello. So all web browsers say Mozilla 5.0 for historical reasons because during the browser wars, Internet Explorer had to claim to be Mozilla in order for websites to work. And so all browsers say that they're Mozilla 5.0, even though they're not. And then we've got this other stuff. So it says Macintosh, Intel, and then it's got a version number, right? And then it says it's Apple WebKit and has a version number. And then it says it's Chrome and it has a version number. And then it says it's Safari and it has a version number. So this is not necessarily to spec in the sense that it doesn't really... Safari is not part of Chrome, which is then part of Apple WebKit, which is then part of Mozilla. This is some fudge work going on. But when you have an API client, it should say, for example, your client version, and then maybe the operating system that it's on, the version of Node that it's built with, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what this user agent stuff is all about. By the way, I have switched to a new monitor. I now have, you can only get these on the Dell website right now. I suppose they'll come back later. But I'm actually really liking this. It feels really crisp now that I'm actually writing code on it. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of like the matte better for the terminal. But it's this thing right here. It's basically, I'll give you a link to it. They're super cheap in comparison to other like nice monitors, and I bought a colorimeter that's on the way, and so I'm going to be able to get all 3 displays colorimeterized. And I'm finally turning in my Apple Thunderbolt displays because they're showing their age, and Apple's not supporting them, and there's funky issues with the M1. So I'm doing away with that. But anyway, if you're interested, Dell S2721QS. I've bought 2 of them, and I've got a third that will be on the way soon. Actually, I bought one from eBay. They sold out on eBay. I bought the next one from Amazon. They're sold out on Amazon. So I'm going to buy one on the Dell website pretty soon. But I was taking it slow to make sure everything would work together. Anyway, that's not the point of this. Let me go ahead, and I'm just going to look through where I have any require with a request. And I'm going to go ahead and replace this real quick. Wait, dot star. Just since I'm already in the mode of doing this, I'm just going to go ahead and continue. Looks like that was the only place, so we're good there. All right, so now I'm imagining that if we go back to this and hit refresh, still didn't work. Let's take a look at what the logs say. Actually, first, let's go into Vim, Etsy, systemd, system control. Nope, sorry, system, Bliss, service. I don't know whether or not I have watch exec here as part of how I'm starting this, but what I've started doing on my dev systems is here we go. So see how I start it with watch exec? And this will mean that if it'll restart this process on any time that a file with the extension JS changes, it'll run, it'll kill and then rerun npm run start. So I had been doing that. That's cool. So then we should see journal ctl zfoo bliss API. We should see some logs. Whoops, I misspelled journal control. I don't know why watch exec didn't work. Let's watch exec. Let me make sure I've got the latest version on here. And then I'm just going to do a manual restart of this service. So sudo system control restart bliss API. Oh, and I need to run system control daemon reload. So let's do that. Sudo. There we go. And let's look at the logs now. All right, it's still complaining. Let me see what it's complaining about. Cannot find request. Oh, okay, that makes sense actually. I just put the wrong path in there. I'd assumed that the error looked the same. I just assumed it was the same error. But in fact, it is diffner. Okay, now let's see what it says. Cannot find module package. That makes total sense. Let me go fix that because this actually should have been. Now here's a trick that I just figured out that I should have been doing. Require.main plus package.json. Whoops. There we go. Okay, what is it complaining about now? Oh, whoops. Require.main.path, I think it is. What am I doing? Is it .path? Okay. All right, cool. So now this is working again. So we can get back to taking a look at our dev instance. Huzzah! So over a month, and it only took me 10 minutes to get it running again. I call that a win. Let's see here. Oh, bother. Interesting. So because I've migrated from one system to another, it lost local storage. This is something that I had not considered. I didn't realize was a problem. But local storage gets deleted when you run Migration Assistant on a Mac. So whatever junk articles that I had in here, they are gone now. So I will have to go, I guess, let me go to Passphrase.js real quick. Passphrase. Do I have this on .js.org? I thought I did, but I don't remember. I need to get that up on there. Let's see. Oh, that's weird. Where's mine? Oh, it's probably at root passphrase is probably what it is. At root passphrase. There we go. Okay, and then I need to go here so that I can go look at the, there we are. So let's say generate new passphrase. And I'm going to go back over here and put in a passphrase. And now, let's see. I'm probably just going to have to delete all of the local storage on this. I don't actually know how to handle this problem because I hadn't encountered it yet back when we were starting out with this. Let's see. Let me just delete. Leave that in place maybe. Let me see. What were the other things? Oh, I can't undo. I can't undo that. Let's try that again. Okay, so there's not going to be any way for me to, I guess, get rid of this. All right, let me take a look. Oh, actually, wait. Do we have? Oh, I already implemented that. It just never got pushed live. Interesting. Okay, so this is basically almost ready to go. Huh. So to those of you watching in, what are you up to? And what kind of interesting challenges or solutions have you come across lately? Okay, let me see. Okay, so we got some errors there. What was that all about? No, that one doesn't matter. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to manually mess this up. I'm going to take this ID. Yeah, and I'm just going to go insert it into local storage. Let me see if I can do that. Yeah, what if I just take this and then do that, and I take this and I do that, and then let's say that I edit this value. Where's the UUID? There we go. I'll put that in there. And then I should just adjust the date. So let me see if I can get this to be a little wider so we can get a little bit of a better look at it. So I'm just manually editing local storage so that I can have it not complain at me. Let's see. Yeah, this is good. That date's newer than what it will have already out there. And then let's just put this one in there. Okay, cool. So with a little luck, what will happen is with me manually fudging with it like this, when I hit refresh, oh, dang it. I don't know what all that's about. Let's see, was this the right one though? Yeah. Okay, cool. So this should actually let me sync up. Let's see if that worked. Whoops. Oh no. That was a very inconvenient place for that to go. Hello. Test. Let's see if anything actually happened here. All right, network. Sync. So can I refresh this? No. All right, so the problem is that I've got this old sync key and it doesn't work anymore. And so it's downloading data from the server and it's trying to use the encryption key to decrypt the data that it's getting from the server. Of course, that's failing because I no longer have that encryption key because I was on a different computer back then. And I now no longer have any backups of that key, which doesn't matter. And I have no way to tell the server to delete the old stuff. So I'm going to figure out what to do about that. Could not parse or decrypt. Yeah, that's the problem that I got to solve for. And what I want to be able to say is, hey, just sync the thing that I have changed. So hello world. Sync. Let's see if that worked. That does not look like that worked in the way that I would have wanted it to work. Oh, you know what? I think I forgot. It's sync ID. That's what I needed to change. Okay, so if I change the sync ID on this, let's do that. Let's go change the sync ID. And I think I can get this to work, and then I'll go on to some of the auth stuff. Well, double checking the auth stuff, because apparently it's already working in this branch. All right, blog ID, repo, sync ID. Here we go. So let's, there we go. Let's take the sync ID there. And then I'm going to refresh this. And we're going to get some errors. That's going to be okay. Same errors that we've been getting. And then I'm going to sync it up. And if I'm lucky, let me go ahead and change this again. So let's get rid of that comma just so it changes. Put the comma back. Whoops. Put the comma back. Change it again. Let me check over here. All right, cool. Now I think if I refresh this, it will have overwritten the corrupted data. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. All right. I don't actually want to watch all the logs here. Instead, let's take a look at how the login is working, because that's what I put in the title here, and that's what's currently not working on the live version. I'm not worried about that. Okay, so it's just doing the refresh, and it's got the token already. Well, it's got a token in the cookie, so it sets a cookie. The way that the auth works here is pretty much the same way that auth 0 and most of the other auth services work, is that there's an endpoint that's scoped just for authentication that allows cookies. You exchange the cookie at that endpoint to get back a token, and then you can use that token, depending on what type of token it is, you can use it to refresh and get another token, or you can use it to exchange for another type of token or access resources or whatever. Okay. So it's just hitting that on login. I think there was some other problem that I had to solve for this too. Actually, I gotta. Oh, okay. There's a problem that I cannot test in this environment that I do need to be able to test. And I'm trying to think of how I want to go about that. I think I'm just going to create another. I think I'm going to create another subdomain here that's just going to be Bliss. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Because what I'm going to need, I need something that's cross-domain for the way that this works. And preferably, I need something that's even more cross-domainy. So subdomains can be allowed to talk to each other. But I need to test things that aren't even subdomains of each other. So let me, I'm going to get logged into, I think, name.com. Oh, is my chair doing that thing where it syncs again? I think it is. Yes, it is. I need to get the pipe wrench. Give me a second. This is a problem that unfortunately even money can't solve. There are no good people. And there's no good third-party gas cylinders for chairs. And so what you have to do is buy one of the ones that's available and just deal with whatever quirks it has. And this one just has a strange quirk where once it settles in, then the distance, I guess, between the button that causes it to go down and depress and the chair, as the chair settles on top of the gas cylinder, it just gets in a location where the button is always slightly depressed. And I had this problem with another one too. So it's not even a problem with the gas cylinder having lost its gas. It's just that it's settled in a place and its tolerances aren't good enough. Okay, so now if I do this, yeah, there we go. So now I'm not syncing. There we go. So I got to do that every couple weeks. I just get the pipe wrench, take it off, put it back on again, and then eventually it'll settle and the button will depress, and then I got to do it again. But I've gone through 3 or 4 different gas cylinders over the past couple of years, and they all have various problems. Okay. Which database am I using? I am using Postgres for this. Well, Postgres I think is pretty much the industry standard right now. I think most people that are interested in software engineering and writing correct programs have moved away from MySQL, although there's still a lot of beginner tutorials that use MySQL, but Postgres it's just a really good database, and it's really simple. It's a lot easier to use than MySQL. Although the one thing MySQL has over Postgres is that Postgres commands for showing tables and stuff are really simple, and they're really clear that it's not part of SQL because there are no SQL commands to, say, show tables or describe tables or any of that. With Postgres, it's \d and \t, \dtc. I forget them. That's the problem with them, and I have to go look it up real quick whenever I'm doing it. But MySQL does have that where it's really easy to remember show tables, describe table, etc., etc. Okay, now let me get back to where am I at here. I need okay, so I'm logging into name.com because I'm going to go see if I've got any junk domains that I can use for this. I need my security code. Let me log in here. Okay. Name.com. There we are. So 503752. All right. Domains expiring soon. Oh. I actually don't want that one to expire. Okay, let me take a second to do this. I just want, no, go back. Look, all I wanted to do was turn on automatic renewal. There we go. Thank you. That's it. Okay, we can go back away from this. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. That one's still going. That's good. Oh, cool. So there's a couple of domains here that I'd kind of forgotten about. We're going to use my blog domain, koolaj6.com. And this is managed over on DigitalOcean. So we're going to go to Digital. I'm going to DigitalOcean over here, and I'm just going to add a DNS record for this server. And I'm going to have it bliss.koolaj6.com is what it's going to be. So that way I can access this from either domain, and I can test the cross-domain issues that we're going to have with the authentication. Okay. Okay, there. Where's my DNS at? DNS is right here. And oh wait, really? Huh? Apparently I already did this. Bliss.koolaj6.com. Let's check it out. Weird. Oh, this was back when I was first setting up Bliss before it was on bliss.js.org. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that actually. Deleted. And we're going to set up the record. Okay, Bliss will redirect to blissapi.rootprojects.org. CNAME. Oh no. Got rid of it. blissapi.rootprojects.org. 600 TTL. Actually, let's make it a 300 TTL. Okay. And I'm also going to set up another one just because it's going to take some amount of time for that to propagate across the network. Okay, so Bliss 2. And then let's go get this set up. I don't remember, what am I doing for this one here? I don't know if I'm using Caddy or Greenlock on this. Let's see. Beta. I think. Okay, server.js. And I probably did something stupid on this one. So, yeah, I definitely did some stupid things on this one. I can tell already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this over to the other screen because I probably have maybe an API key or something that will be directly in the code rather than in an env file, because this is years old. I've had this server running for years and years. And so there's old dumb things that I did back when I was younger and stupider that are still on this system. Let's see. So programming with JavaScript, where are you from? And what kind of stuff are you working on? Obviously, you're programming with JavaScript. Do you do any Node, or you just stay front end? All right, got to open up a config file here. All right, that looks right. So I'm going to do sudo. All right, system control restart beta. Okay, so now if we go to bliss2.coolaj6.com, I imagine that this will take probably about 30 seconds because it's got to do the Let's Encrypt registration. Ah, here we are. Okay, cool. So let's see how we do this. First of all, I just want to see what happens if I just click GitHub sign in. It's probably not going to work. It's probably going to fail on the GitHub side of things. Interesting. It didn't. Oh, it redirected me back over here. Okay. So let me go check about that on... I need to go check through, I guess, a few things. I'm going to, on the other screen, I'm looking at some environment variables here. Let's see. Okay, GitHub redirect URI. Oh, bother. I'm going to go have to look at this on the other server as well. Wait, I already must have solved this to some degree because it's working on the live site. Okay, let me go check this out. Okay, refresh fails. But what if I refresh again? Refresh. Okay, so this is the problem that we have, among other problems. We're not going to get the cookie set. Ah, dang it. Yeah, okay. So we're in the heart of the problem. This is a good place to be. Let me see here. So because this is a cross-origin authentication, we can get back a token, but we can't get back the cookie. And so we're going to need to store the token in local storage and use that to do the refresh rather than using the cookie to do the refresh. So I am going to have to store that in local storage. I'm trying to think what else. And if we did this purely properly, what we'd, like say this was a single sign-on scenario, what we'd end up with is the single sign-on would have its own cookie and its own token, and we would take that and then we would exchange it, and then we'd have our own cookie and our own token with our own server. And there might be some plugin code that we just load in. Say in Node.js, we might just require, say, Auth0 or something, or Okta or whatever it might be. But what's happening here is that we actually can't have a server for bliss.js.org. That's where this front end is being deployed. It's just, we can't. So it's going to have to take the ID and do something useful with that. Okay, so I'm going to get that figured out. In the meantime, though, I think I actually should change the GitHub redirect URI from going to Bliss api.rootprojects.org to bliss2.coolaj6.com. Oh, wait, no, that's not the one. App URL, base URL. Okay, it's either app URL or base URL. I think it's app URL. I think base URL should be API URL and app URL should be client URL. Okay, it's going to be bliss2.coolaj86.com. All right, so we're going to go log into GitHub, and we are going to take a look at the where do I need to go for this? Probably to the Bliss organization. I don't know if I need to go to my settings and then take a look at my OAuth apps. Let me go take a look at this real quick. I need to bring this to the other screen. Okay, that's not the one. I think I might have this under my organization settings. Authorized GitHub apps. Let's see. Authorized OAuth apps owned by the root company. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the root company, and I'm going to look at my settings for the root company, and I'm going to look at my developer settings, and then indeed, okay, so here we can see OAuth apps. We've got Bliss right there. So I'm just going to click on that on the other screen just in case. All right, and this is where I'm going to need to set my authorization callback URL. Okay, so authorization callback URL has to be the API, and so it is in the API that we're going to handle the redirect back to the correct front end. Okay, so nothing needs to change there. So essentially, just if I change any JavaScript file here, let me just open this one up again and just add a space and remove a space. Okay, that should cause the watch exec to restart the service. Okay, we are going to we're going to delete the bot here. Goodbye, Dora. Let's see, we're going to block user on YouTube, put user in timeout, add to block list. People coming in and posting random links to dirty websites, not allowed. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go try this again. Sign in with GitHub. Cool. And I wonder what that problem was about. Let me refresh this again and see if we sign in. Failed to fetch what? GitHub.com cores error. I want to take a look at this. All right, and it looks like it's not signed in, so something went wrong here. Wait, I'm so confused. Oh, I probably don't have this site allowed. Cores domains. Yep, it is not allowed. So let me go add to the cores domains, bliss2.coolaj6.com. So this is just a configuration detail. I just have this in an env file. I've got a list of domains that are allowed with cores. And if the domain doesn't match, for example, bliss2.coolaj6.com doesn't match an allowed domain, so I'm getting this error. So I just edit that there over on this other screen where I've got my env file up. And then I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to save the file again. This should cause it to restart the server because I've got watch exec looking for changes to JavaScript files. And then refresh, sign in again, and then this time, let's see, failed to fetch again. And it's saying the same thing. So I'm thinking that the reason that it's doing that is that my change didn't take. Now, what I do sometimes, and I'm starting to do more and more, is I will put a public, here we go. I'll put a few public things out, such as public envs. And so if I want to see what I'm allowing, I can just go /API/public/envs. Oh, bless me. And this shows me some basic settings about my domain. So we have bliss2.coolaj6.com is in the cores list, which would make me think, hold on, let me get rid of some of this other stuff here. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Okay. So, and actually we can get rid of this too, because that's the production instance, and I don't need to bother with that right now. Okay. And hello to those of you joining in. I'm AJ. We're just live coding and hanging out. I'm debugging a web app that I've written and adding some more features to it. I'm working through some of the auth issues right now. Feel free to ask questions. It can be about what I'm working on, can be about other stuff. We're just live coding and hanging out. And, pop a top and enjoy a nice cold Mountain Dew for yourself. Okay. I wonder if I just I'm not sure. I'm gonna go ahead and close clear that out, and then I'm gonna go GitHub sign in here. All right, failed to fetch. So is this the same error or is this a different error? It says cores error. Referrer. Strict origin when cross origin. I'm going to need to go to a different browser. I found that Safari actually gives really good messages when it comes to cores errors. So let me go ahead and bring Safari over here. And let's just try logging in with Safari. And we're gonna open up the Safari error console. Because Chromium and derivative browsers such as Chrome and Brave give really bad messages when it comes to cores that don't actually help you figure out what you want to do. Alrighty. So let me see down here. Failed. Bliss2.coolaj6.com is not allowed by access control allow origin. I'm gonna need to check on this real quick, because we see, hold on, let's double check a couple of things. Sorry, I'm going back and forth between windows here. Let's double check that this is actually where we think it is. So domain here is blissapi.rootprojects.org. This is correct. Failed to load resource, not allowed by access control, allow origin. That seems to be odd, because if we go here, we can see that it is listed in cores domains. But the code could be wrong. And I may have the wrong version of my cores module in here, because there actually was a version of this that was broken. Let me go grab another one. Hold on just one second. I'm going to go back over here. When I was working on Project X, I was doing some cores, and that's where I actually tested this, and it turns out that it was wrong. So let me see. Interesting. Oh. Ooh. I need to log into something real quick. Okay. Oh, darn. Ugh. And for some reason, my password is not remembered. Oh, no. It's because I'm supposed to do the SSO stuff. There we go. Now I gotta click on a thing on my phone. open some Okta auth so I can finish logging into a thing. Yes, it's me. I need to add my new SSH key. Well, yeah, because new computer, new SSH key, blah, blah, blah. All right, so we want to add this one, faux show. Just need to go add some SSH keys into a Git project real quick. Let's see, is this me? Edit profile, SSH keys. That doesn't expire. What? Oh, okay. There we go. And I need to add this key as well. Just 1 second, and we'll get back on target. Stay on target. Stay on target. Okay, cool. So now I've got the SSH keys added where I need to have them added. And I'm going to go into this other project. What? Oh, bless me. Okay, did this not work? Okay, let's try one more time. Git pull. Huh. Sorry. I think maybe they changed the Git URL. It's okay. I think, let me check the log on this. I'm going to check the log on, I'm doing git log and then the name of the path to the file. Yeah, here we go. So we can see fix cores, checking, and response. So let me just go ahead and grab that. And we'll compare it with this one. And then I'll show you what's wrong once. So let's just go ahead and get rid of that one. And then we should be able to do a git diff on this. Oops, no, git diff on lib cores. Yeah, okay, cool. So I was checking some of the wrong stuff. So I'm saying if there's not any domains listed in cores, then don't allow any domains. If there's not any methods listed, allow get and post. If there's not any headers listed, allow basically these standard headers. And then I was doing the hostname check wrong. I was checking on, I had origin being checked the wrong way. Yeah. So that was basically it. And I needed to send back some responses better. Actually, there's still one thing that could be wrong with that origin. I should double check on this real quick. So the origin that the browser sends, it can lie to you, except for when it's truly cross-domain. If it's a subdomain, you can actually set the origin to the parent domain, which is kind of a weird thing. All right, headers, origin, host parts. Yeah, so we want to check against the origin for sure. Okay, cool. I think that that's sufficient. Let's give this a try now. All right, still is complaining. Let's see what it's complaining about now. Let's do it over in this browser. So a load failed. Okay, good. But this is a different type of load that's failing. This is a good load to fail. So now what's failing is that it's not able to do a refresh token, and this is where we want to be. Now this error is not very helpful, so let's switch browsers back over here. Oops, I'm going to close out Safari. We'll get back over here. Oh, wait, is this what I wanted? Reauthorization required. This application has made an unusually high number of requests to access your account. Please reauthorize the application to continue. Yeah, that's okay, because this isn't even publicly listed, I don't think. Okay, wait, how is this still having a CORS error? Didn't we just get past the CORS error? Let me open up Safari again. Going back to Safari so we can take... Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. Stop. Where'd Safari go? Safari, where are you? So I don't know how that happened, but I did a switchy do. Let's see. Bring all to front. No. Window. Move to... Huh, that's weird. So Safari has decided to hide in a way that I can't find it. I think this is just a glitch of the new Monterey. Yeah. So I didn't close out Safari. It just hit itself for some reason. Okay, so we're going to go back here. Whoops. bliss2.koolaj6.com. Bring up the inspector. Click on sign in. It failed. Okay, this is still failing because of the same error. That's odd. Let me just make sure. Let me do a manual system control restart Bliss API over here. I mean, I'm pretty sure that already happened, but whatever. And then I think I'm going to have to take this to curl. Let's see, copy as curl. There we go. Even Safari has that now. Isn't that nice? So I'm going to try this one more time. I'm going to clear out the network tab there. All right, clear out network tab. GitHub sign in. Okay. So this did fail. So we're going to copy as curl. And then we're going to do curl.sh here. And that's interesting. So that's my limited use token. We don't need to set user agent. We don't need to set accept. We don't really need to set refer. Content type, yeah. And we do need to set the authorization. So let's just see what this gives us back when we run this. What we're looking for, that worked. Let me do V, and I might need to do -I as well. What I'm looking for is what we might need to make this look like a pre-flight response, pre-flight request, because I'm not seeing any of the access control stuff here. So let's do this. Let's do -x options so that we get a pre-flight request. And I don't think that authorization should be necessary with that, but I don't think it's going to matter one way or the other. Okay. I don't see any of the core stuff coming through. Okay, let's check and see where the cores is being done in here. So we have libcores. Where is it actually being used? Server. Okay, cores. Cores is being handled before anything else, which makes sense. All right, so let me do a little bit of sanity check here. I think I might need to double check on that code that I was looking at and see if I've got the most recent version. So give me a second to go back to that. By the way, feel free to, chime in with questions or comments. I like to have a little bit of chat. It's nice to actually, know who it is that is watching and just kind of be friendly. So, I said hello to you. If I don't actually know who's watching right now because people come and go. And by the way, if as you come and go in, you find something that's either interesting or entertaining or whatever, thumbs up is appreciated. Otherwise, give it a thumbs down. But yeah, if you feel so inclined and you want to chat a little bit, it's nice to have that so that I'm not just talking out loud to myself. Oh, I do not like GitLab. I don't know why, but I can never navigate their site. Okay, let me just try cloning this fresh. Because that should work in theory, right? Oh, okay. I'm guessing they must have renamed it or something. Because I was not able to do a pull, but I was able to do a clone. I don't know what other, how else to interpret that. Okay, I'm guessing I probably just copied an older version of this. No, that seems to be the only one. All right, git add libcores. We're just going to have to step through here and make sure this thing is working as expected. All right, I'm going to delete libcores and I'm going to create it again. And let's just see, do we have any diff on libcores? No, that's exactly the right one. All right, well, let's see first of all, do we have anything in the logs? So journal control, Zifu, Bliss API. All right. Let's see what we get when I just refresh this and do a GitHub sign-in. Do we get anything in the logs at all? That seems unlikely to get nothing in the logs. It seems very unlikely to get nothing in the logs. All right, let's double check again. Am I on the site that I think I'm on? Bliss API root projects.org. That is absolutely what I think I should be connecting to. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold the phone. I may have been refreshing and looking at the top of this every time, and that may not be where we actually are. So let me see if I can go back here. Dang it. I don't know which of these I'm actually looking at. Are there any other ones that are GitHub? GitHub. Nope, just those two. Okay, so that seems legitimately broken. All right. But wait, why would I not have... I mean, I should see something in the logs here, right? Let me check out this. Okay, what is going on? I'm missing something really, really obvious. If you see it, you let me know. All right, cores domains. HTTPS Bliss 2. I'm just going to copy and paste this for my sanity. All right, I'm on the beta server. I'm in the Bliss API, rootprojects.org. I edited in the environment variable. Is there, and I've double checked that this is showing up right there. Okay, so that's about as good as one can hope for. Let's compare this to, if I look at, I think it's blissapi.therootcompany.com. I think that's where the real one lives. Okay. Interesting. HTTPS prefix might be what's killing me. All right. Dumb, obvious thing. And you couldn't have told me that because you weren't watching. It seems that I should have checked for that, you know? All right, so now that's restarted. Okay, updated. Great. Also, no DNV should be development. I need to go check the prod version of this real quick. So sorry again that I'm not actually sharing with you, but again, you know, can't share everything all the time. All right, so the environment variables are a little bit different between the two of these. Git, post, put, patch, delete options. Okay. All right, node, env, base URL, app URL, course domains, GitHub client ID. Okay. Okay. And then what branch is this? Oh, weird. Hey, Vincent, what's up? Hey, we had some fun conversation. Thanks for joining in. How are you doing? Tell me what's news. I don't mean the definition of news. I mean, what's news? Gosh. The winter is coming on strong, and a single heater in this room cannot keep up with the cold that's creeping in. I might need to get some insulating panels for the garage door. I'm going to go touch that real quick. See, in the summer, it wasn't letting in any heat, but in the winter, it might be letting in the cold. The garage door, well, is obviously cold, but it doesn't feel drafty or anything. And it's only going to get colder for the next month or so. All right. So what am I doing here? All right, we're going to test this again. We're going to test it again. Now that I changed the course domains so that they're actually domains rather than URLs. Let's see what happens. Yay! All right, cool. So that's working now. All right. So let me go to Bliss API root projects here. I don't know why that's taking so long. That's concerning. I don't know what that was about. That was crazy. That might have been a browser hiccup. Oh, speaking of which, I need to take a look at RAM. Hold on just one second, y'all, because OBS has been acting up. Okay, memory pressure is low. There is some sort of memory leak, definitely a memory leak in OBS. It is up to 13 gigabytes right now. Heaven knows why it's up to 13 gigabytes. And I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to, at some point, I'm going to need to just delete it and all of the configuration files and then re-add them back in. But for right now, it takes a couple of hours for the memory leak to go into full effect. So just going to let it be. Okay. All right, what's going on? I've got a memory leak right here. That one. Oh, I was checking settings so that I could grab my my passphrase for the dev account here and then plop that on over here. Ba-da-da-da. All right, cool. So this looks like it's working. So that's good, but this is broken. This is the thing that we're trying to focus on. This is the one thing I want to get done in this session is figure out how to fix it so that we can have cross-origin persistent session. And the magic for that is probably right there. Okay, I'm going to close out Safari again. I am so confused. I'm actually going to quit Safari and then reopen Safari. All right, there we go. Yeah, because Safari just disappeared on me. There we go. Oh, Datamart followed me. Huzzah. Okay. Let's take a look at this in the console here. So let me close out of this one and close out of this one. All right, don't need any of that open. Just this one. And what I'm looking for is an error message as to why this is failing. What? It's asking me that again. Didn't I just give it that? Okay, let me go do this. Settings, passphrase copy, encryption passphrase. There we go. Okay. All right. Did it fail the refresh? Bad request. Why is this a bad request? Do we have any? No reasoning as to why that's a bad request. It just is. Probably because it doesn't have the cookie. That's my guess. If I had to take a guess. So we need to be using the exchange endpoint. We need to save the ID token. We need to use the exchange endpoint. To validate the ID token. That's what we need to be doing. Okay. I'm both too cold and too warm. My legs are too cold. My body's just a touch too warm. What do you do? Oh, And hello to you. Welcome to the stream. I'm AJ. I'd love to know who you are, what brings you here to the channel tonight. And we're just live coding and hanging out. I love to have discussions and go on rants and raves and that sort of thing. So feel free to, bug me, I guess. It's not really bugging if I'm asking for it. Okay. Client ID, yeah. Basically, okay. All right. So let me go ahead and just take a quick breather. I made some changes. Okay, so this would be fix. Update cores with correct domain checks. Correctly checks origin. Oops. Okay. All right. So we got that going in there. That's good. So there's a fix. Let's see. What else do we want to do? We want to take lib request. We want to add that. The lib pay, I'm not sure we're ready for. But let me see what else has changed here in server. So I could probably... let me go do this real quick. Server.use... Where's the server.use pay? Where do we have pay at? Right here. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that for the moment, just so that I can add this. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to put this here. And then, well, really, I'm just going to reset that period. No, I'm not yet. Hold on. Let me look at app. What's different about app? So app, the different bit about app is we added all this stuff for pay into it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up app. I think I see a comment there. Give me just 1 second. I'll get to that. Pay. Where's pay? Pay. Okay, this was going to be the direct credit card payment, I'm pretty sure. Okay. So if we look at app now, that's all that was. And then let's go ahead and put that back in. So I'm just taking some baby steps here. Oops. So that I can make some commits for things that are working. Okay, so this one would be commit feat use. Let's see, add user agent to local request instance. Not localized? That's not the right word. What do I want? Scope? I don't know. All right, that's good. And let me look at this other thing, and then I'll check the comment again. Okay, so lib pay. What was lib pay going to be then? Oh, it was just all the stuff for the card and sanitization, all that. Got it. Okay, so we're going to add lib pay and app and server. I think all these things. Get diff cached. And I'm just going to whip this because I don't even remember what this was, sadly. Sanitize. Yeah. Okay, so git commit -m. This would be whip direct credit card payment sanitized. Sanitized. I always forget to spell that. We're gonna go with that spelling. Okay, what branch are we on anyway? That's disconcerting. Prod is also on that branch, isn't it? How could it be? Indeed, prod is on that branch. So prod's last commit was October 2nd. Oof. What if we switch that over to main? I don't know if I want to do that right now. What's main at? Dang it. Ah. Okay. So I'm going to do git checkout-b bliss prod, just so that I've got that stashed away over on prod. And then I will get to that comment. Sorry. Sorry, lagged out when you responded. The log4j issue seems to be still wreaking havoc, but there's a fix for that. The log4j issue seems to be still wreaking havoc, but there is a fix besides upgrade from Java 7. Are you asking, is there a fix? Wait, the log4j issue seems to be still wreaking havoc, but there is a fix for it besides upgrading from Java 7. I don't use Java. I did hear about this log4j thing because I got an email about it. I don't know, it was from DigitalOcean or some other service provider that I use. Because I don't use Java, I didn't look into it deeply. But tell me more. And clarify if that was a question or if that was a statement. And if it was a statement, then what's the other thing to do aside from upgrading? Okay. Oh, I did ask what was news. Yes, that was a while ago. But lagged out, as you said. Got it. Well, I was thinking more. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I was thinking more on the local personal level, as in, what are you up to? Do you do anything with Java? Are you affected by this havoc wreaking log4j? Actually, I'm going to take a break real quick. Log4j. What is this thing about? Oh, Apache. Huh, interesting. Apache's not written in Java. What is the log4j vulnerability? Sophos might be a good place to look at this. Let's see, who's gonna give me... Yes! Haunt the internet for years. That's what I want to hear. Why has tech firms worried? Let's take a look. Vulnerability. Improper input validation. Yeah, sure. Normal thing. Okay. What? Interesting. Okay, so basically what it's saying here is that apparently you can get the logger, you can give the logger some information and get it to print out a memory address. I don't quite understand what this is, but let's keep going. Okay. All right. Yeah. So just You're going to log hello. You'll get an out of bounds exception. Okay. All right, but what's the real deal? What's the thing that actually matters here? Java naming directory interface. Oh. Okay, here's the part where we're getting to where it gets nasty, it looks like. So you can, but it's still, how does this have anything to do with the web server? I'm guessing you can put a $ bracket or something in your URL query or something like that. Okay, what? Okay, this is really, give me the TLDR. All right. Log for shell. So it seems that somehow you can get it to access a shell. Come on, just give me the techie version. Exports of vulnerability, blah blah blah. Vulnerability. I don't care about the backstory. Just give me the TLDR. Open source. Okay, allow them. Yeah. I get that. But what's the actual thing? Is it that you do a malformed URL? How does a logging facility in a web server give somebody access to the web server? I don't have enough patience to read through all these paragraphs. Yeah. Okay, reading about someone who tried to blame the whole thing on a C library dependency for buffer overflow rather than a much more obvious issue of allowing a logger to resolve LDAP addresses by default. Well, yeah. Well, I'd agree to both. You should not depend on C. C is dangerous. C is a bad language. It is morally wrong to write code in C. Because we have better alternatives. If you had no other alternative and it was 20 years ago, I wouldn't say it's morally wrong to write code in C. But in today's world, it is morally wrong to write code in C because you are creating vulnerabilities. C is bad. It is just bad. The end. But yeah, I don't know why a logger needs to look up stuff in LDAP. That doesn't make any sense. I can't make sense of whatever that was. It was too. I just want the short of it. Person does something with the URL, it puts special characters, does an LDAP lookup, LDAP accepts other special characters, you double encode something, you get it to run a command. Like that's what I'm I'm curious for. Because as far as I know, LDAP can't execute code. Am I wrong? LDAP is an API service where you say, "Hey, give me John's name." I don't. As far as I'm aware, when I've used LDAP, there's not a service to say, "Hey, give me John's name and run command.exe." I don't know. But maybe that's what the problem is here. Okay. Now let me get back on this. I wanted a distraction because we're at the point of difficult problems. Okay, refresh. But you know what? This shouldn't be so bad. No, I don't want to go into Auth3000. I want to go into public. What's the deal here? This is a completely different repo? Indeed it is. Huh. Okay. Git status. What? We deleted AJ query. Why would we do that? Oh man, I hate it when I hate it when I think I'm going to get back to a project the next day, and so I don't commit, and then I get back to it a month and a half later, and like, what's all this stuff? Bah. Hmm. Oh, that's an interesting thing I was doing there. Um, Gosh, October 2nd. Let me go check. What does prod have? What does have? What does prod have? All right, let's see what to do says. Uh, everything that needs to get done. Okay, that's not helpful. Um, how was index studies shimma modified? Okay, this is basically all the payment stuff. Huh. All right. That's all well and good, I suppose. Pay with credit card.js. Pay with. All right, so that's being used. All right, so I got a bunch of stuff about the credit card. But what about my current problem with the refresh token? How am I going to handle that problem? The way I'm going to handle that problem is that I'm not going to handle that problem. I mean, no, I am going to handle that problem. I hate coming back to projects after a month. It's the worst thing ever. Okay. Well, I should just be looking at auth code, right? So let's take a look at this one. What does this say? Missing use strict statement. Indeed. Indeed it is. How correct you are, good sir. Okay, this is part of my refactor to bring that out into common components. Let's see, we got encoding, encryption, tabs, settings, Auth3000 sync. Where am I actually handling the login? Where's GitHub? I think that sync is inappropriately named. I think I remember remarking on this in the last session where we worked on this. And I'm a moral nihilist, though. Also, how do you feel about unified parallel C? I don't even know what that means, but I probably think that it's immoral because it's C. Unified parallel C. Oh, is this something similar to C++? I don't have enough information to know why this would be um, good, but why wouldn't you just use Rust? If you need something to be high performance on large scale parallel machines, yeah, why wouldn't you be using Rust? Or I could see why maybe you wouldn't want to use Go. If you need metal, you know, but why wouldn't you be using Rust? Actually, that would be kind of interesting. UPC versus Rust. That's probably not going to give me what I want at all. Yeah. Okay, I'll take a look at that later. All right, let me Get back on target, back on target. Okay, do stuff with user. Oh, how apt. If not token, something went wrong. Session set token. All right, session set token. What is session get token all about? All right, I'm going to go ahead and use local storage here. Local storage dot set item, and then bliss dot session. Let's call it, and then we're going to set the token in there. And so what I need to do is check. Where's the refresh happening? Attempt refresh. Okay. Really, I want to run these in parallel. Sync hook. Where else have I got get token in here? Anywhere? Just those two places. Cool. Get token. So let's try this. Doot, doot, doot. If not, session.token. No, here's what I want. I want an underscore get token. And we're going to return local storage.get item. There we are. So, a moral nihilist. I don't know what the actual real, I think nihilist, is that what it's called? I think there's a working definition for that. That's an actual philosophy. So, do you actually subscribe to nihilism, or are you just saying that off the cuff? Instruction level parallelism. So are we talking down at assembly? This is something where I'm not well versed. But I think Apple's got this problem solved already. Well, if other people can get their butts in gear and figure out how to solve it, who knows? But Apple's, well, I guess the cores can run concurrently. Are they running parallel? Isn't that more something that you do on a GPU? Is this problem not already solved in the age of GPU computations? Do we need, what type of massively parallel computing are we doing that isn't already a solved problem? And this is a space where I'm more web developer, so I really don't know what that space is like. But I appreciate you educating me here. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do both of these at the same time. Oh, now this is getting a little warm. Okay, let's turn that down again. And I need to get to bed soon. I need to get a good night's sleep tonight. Okay, so how should we look at this? So let resps equal rex. There we go. Let rex equal this. So let's do if session get token then we're going to do rex equals going to do headers, authorization. Oh, I don't know if I have that header in the list. I need to make sure I've got that header in the list. And I make sure that we're in CORS mode that supports it. Anyway, let's do bearer and then what? So really, I should be able to inspect this and see if the token is likely valid or not. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm just going to go do the check. But we could optimize this ever so slightly by not checking if we know that the token is already invalidated. Okay. Let's call this ID token. If ID token, then we want to go fetch the exchange. We're going to post headers authorization bearer ID token. And then either way, because this might fail. And really, okay, so this is to do check token expiration. And this to do is check same origin. Skip if origins are not the same. Third-party cookies are dead. Skip if token is known to be expired. So this actually should have been rex.push. That's okay. And I guess really, I'm a little bit confused about this. Let's see, attempt refresh, result, ID token, access token, do stuff with user. Do stuff with user. So really, I don't, so here's the thing. I don't actually, with this one, I'm just trying to confirm if this works. So result, if result dot access token, no, because then we got to do the resp, right? So let's make this async, and then we await resp.json. So let body equal, and then if body dot ID token then we'll return body.id token. And then if body.access token, then we're going to return ID token. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And then if it fails, we're going to catch it and we're going to no-op it. All right, and then let's see, what do I want to do here? Otherwise, I'm going to return null. So on purpose, I'm going to return null. And then here, we got rex dot push. Okay, and then what I want to do is await, I guess, yeah, I want to no-op both of these. So promise.all rex. So resps, there we go. And then we can just take this and we can do, yeah, okay. So actually, dang it. That's not what I want to do then. So let's see. All right, so we can, here's what we want to do. We want to catch this, no-op it. So if, dang it, this is getting messy. That's not how I want to do this. How do I want to do this? Okay, let me check your comments here. Oh, wow. Ooh, wow. Tons of comments. I don't even know what you're saying, dude. Logical nihilism. Logical nihilism. I wish I could pronounce that correctly. I probably could if I tried. Nihilism. Logical nihilism. What's the TLDR on this? There are no objects with proper parts. That's interesting. I actually want to know a little bit more about that. Okay. Apple uses child slave labor. Who doesn't? I'm not morally opposed to them, but I find it unpreferable. Oh, okay, sure. I also don't trust Apple solutions. Well, what solutions can you trust? LDAP URLs can be used to trick the resolver into resolving a lot of other things, including crypto mining malware. Good. Good. Let's see. Instruction level parallelism is closer than data parallelism in terms of control and embracing a standard language for that level of parallelism. In the same way, we have C would force less insane challenges for software engineers that would otherwise not be wrecking their brains trying to find ways to implement workarounds for dated serial programming paradigms in compiler design. Okay, so you were definitely much closer to the metal than I am. Yeah. So I'm guessing that when what was that last big vulnerability that came out where we decided that we needed to slow down all CPUs by 20% because of caching problems. I forget the name of that one, or the three of them that were all related in that. I'm guessing that you actually had a pretty good handle on that. Interesting. Mirology. I do want to check this out a little bit more. No objects with proper parts. What is a proper part? Oh no. Naive set theory. Okay. Oh, I'm out. So I don't believe that logic is real. I believe that logic is a human construct that we use to approximate the world around us. because the world behaves in ways that might be rational to a higher level intelligence being, but aren't rational to us, but our approximations are useful for being able to do things like construct logical systems, such as computers, and to do ordinary tasks. So, for all intents and purposes, logic is good enough for the types of things that we need to approximate in the real world, but that logic, by virtue of incompleteness theorem, is incomplete and cannot be relied on. So there is no such thing as having two apples. All apples are different, therefore you can never have two of them. But for approximating, you can have approximately 2 hours and 2 apples, and that's good enough for trade and such. And we don't need to bicker and argue about the oneness of the apple. In fact, the only thing that we need to worry about when it comes to oneness is, oh, whoops, I took this on the other screen, but I don't think I meant to. Or no, I did. Where did my other... What? I'm suddenly missing the one that I was just working on. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. This one. Strong bad. Strong bad's what I have to say. Strong bad 1. Strong bad? Is strong bad not ranking on the internet anymore? What? Cold one? Cold one. Here we go. Let's see if they read a link to the YouTube. This is property of ones. Yes, that is it. Property of ones. Can we go to property of ones? That might actually be it right there. Strong bad email. Here we go. Here's a treasure for all of you. Property of ones. Good old strong bad. All right. All right, so how am I going to solve this problem for myself? I'm going to no-op that if there's a problem. But I don't want to no-op this one because it's okay. I don't want to no-op this at all, actually. Well, yeah, I do. Dang it. I don't know what I want. It's too bad that we don't have functions native in JavaScript. We need an identity function. That should exist in JavaScript. There should just be an identity function. That should be part of the standard, especially because it's a dynamic language. We should have something that always returns itself. We should have something that always returns true, and we should have something that always returns false. And they should just be built into the language. I don't know that something always returning true would be that useful, but I'm sure it would be. Okay, what am I trying to do here? I am trying to solve for the problem where this this should give back the new ID token if we get a new ID token, but if we get an access token, it should return the existing ID token. And I don't actually want to no-op this. Or rather, if not resp return. Okay, and I do kind of want to say null because we're going to be doing a check here. All right, that's fair. Okay, so now with this one, I kind of want to do something similar-ish, but not quite. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm trying to preserve existing behavior. Okay, this is basically it. Leave that as it may be. Okay. Leave this one. Await them both. And then map and filter. So filter boolean dot map function resp except that won't work. Because then we need a promise.all. Let's see, await promise.all resps.map. Yeah, it's feeling a little bit hokey at this point. And then at the end of this, really all I want is, let's see, let results equal. And then I just want to return one result. Whichever one, doesn't really matter. Right? I mean, I guess I would prefer the second result of the two. So let's say results.pop. No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Okay, so we've already gotten rid of this with the Boolean, so we don't have to worry about that one. Okay. If ID token, here we go. This is a little bit wonky, but whatever. Starting to take shape. Great. Okay. Spectre, that's right. Speculative execution in order to answer challenges of predictive branching. The desire for more performant hyperthreading appears to be at the heart of the issue. Logic and mathematics don't exist. Useful constructs evolved by the human brain to assist in our particular permutation of the strategy to mitigate the entropic march in our part of the universe, little heat bath. Oh, right. Of the universe's little heat bath. Some people like to ascribe metaphysical importance to numbers and geometry, but swear up and down that they are scientifically minded. Yeah. They don't believe in God or any kind of higher principles, but question the objective existence of numbers independent of the human mind, and they are just as devout as any Templar. See you again soon. Okay. Well, have a good one. Adios. Thanks for joining in. I enjoyed the discussion. Have a good one, Vincent. Yeah, I do believe in a higher power, by the way. I believe both in creation and evolution. I don't quite believe in the clockwork God, but I believe in, let's say, the way that we traverse the temporal realm is perhaps not the only way to traverse it. I think that's a fair way to say it. All right, this looks right now, I think. I don't really like the way it looks, but it looks right-ish. Okay, so yeah. So if we get a valid response, but it's not valid JSON, then die. That's basically what we're trying to do here. I think that's right. Okay, so hey, it's not utterly broken. Huzzah. Okay, so now if I refresh, it's still going to be logged out. I don't know why we're getting that failed to fetch method. Interesting. I get an access token. Okay. Oh, and I need to filter these probably. Await results. Filter Boolean pop. There we go. Hey, Wucha, what's up? Sassy, what's up? Yeah, so Vincent was on, and I think he just left, but Vincent was on, and we were talking about metaphysics, life, the universe, and everything. So I don't know if you can see in the prior chat, but yeah. So talking about parallel processing and nihilism and all the things. How are y'all doing? How are you, Sassy and Wucha? What are y'all up to? Okay, let me double check on this. If we have an ID token, oh, this may not be correct. No, this should be correct. As long as we get an ID token, we want to return the body that gives us the ID token. If we get an access token, but not an ID token, we want to return the ID token because the ID token is what's going to live longer. Otherwise, we can return the body and we can use the access token, I guess. And then otherwise we return null. All right, so this, why would this not work is the question here. All right, oh, cool, check that out, look at that. All right, so mission accomplished. We now have cross origin staying logged in. Okay, so I really want to commit just this one particular change. Let's see. I don't want to commit all of the changes to all of the things. All right, I think this is doable. All right, after all that, let's see, do I want to commit that I, New file, modified. No, what are we at? Sync. Okay, can we stash all of this? I think I want to go to, I need to check GitHub. I don't even remember where I've got Bliss. I think it's in Beyond Code Bootcamp, but I'm not 100% sure. Bliss. Bliss API, Bliss. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is main. And what are the rules? Let me go check out settings. And let's check out, it's GitHub pages, right? Yeah, pages. Why is it so slow? What's going on? All right, prod. All right, so what's the difference between prod and main right now? So let's just do a git stash of all this. Crap. No, we don't want. Gah. Git stash pop. Okay, let me do this. Sync.js. Sync.back.js. I don't know. So let's do git stash here. And I want to go check out main. See what main's looking like. Update index.html. Resolve. Fix the problem with dead link. Okay, so git checkout prod. Okay, git checkout main. October 5th. Git checkout prod. We got problems here. I don't know what strategy I was using here. I think prod is based off of an earlier version of sync. Let me go check out sync. You got this. Yeah, I unfortunately can't see the emoji. Well, you know, see what that is there, but thank you. So the last time we did a session on this was in October. So that's where tonight has just been the crap storm of what the heck was I doing? What was I thinking? Why in the world did I not at least do a whip commit? Why do I have documentation as to which of these branches are active? Okay, October 2nd is sync. Okay, git checkout prod, git log, October 2nd. So what's the difference between, let's see, which branch am I on? Git diff sync. Do we have a difference between them? Tiny itsy bitsy difference. That looks wrong. Oh, I think prod is the same as sync, but with the env file committed because it's what's going to GitHub pages. All right. Then why is main behind? So let's do git diff sync main. I guess because if it goes into prod, it should be in main. I don't know why that wouldn't be the case. Let's do a git checkout of main, and let me just do a pull. Make sure we're up to date. Okay. Checkout sync, and then do a pull. Git checkout prod, and then do a pull. All right, git checkout sync, and then I think what I want to do is put sync.back.js to sync.js. And what do we have here? Is it just this token stuff that's different? I think so. So I could just add this one file, and say commit, and then this would be what? Feature auth persistent cross-domain login via ID token. Use local storage and ID token for persistent cross-domain sessions. All right. Okay, let's see here. All right, let's rebase sync. Git push. There it goes. Okay, git checkout. Let's get checkout sync. Can we do rebase main? Git log. We got Dan's thing in here? Really? Hold on. Well, git checkout main. Git pull. All right, git log. Not David. He goes by HackDan, I think. I'm even thinking of somebody else. I think David goes by HackDan. Anyway, so git checkout sync, git log, David. David's right there. Cool. All right, so all of this is in the right place. Stash pop. I'm just going to add, let's see, build and pay with credit card and index and daps.sh, ajquery.js. Git add to do, git diff. What's left over to diff here? All right, that's cool. Settings. And let me just put this. Whip, roll back, no idea. All right, that way, not really rollback so much as just, at least it's committed to the repository in case, you know, the proverbial bus catches on fire. Okay, I think that's right. Oh. All right, what else we got going on? Check out this be Bliss whip. All right, so how about to do I'll just put Bliss whip is Bliss, but with a few extra commits. Branch strategy. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, cool. So, if I'm not mistaken, if I just go to bliss.js.org now, and I do my GitHub sign in, I need some sort of versioning. Now, if I refresh, I should stay signed in. Okay. That may not have deployed because it takes, you know, it takes a minute for it to deploy with GitHub Pages. Let's see what we got here. Do we have any CI/CD bits? I'm going to go ahead and make an open whip for this. Whip sync plus payments. Just for documentation's sake. Prod is currently sync. Up to the whips. Anyway. Okay. Holy moly. Alrighty. So I guess my plan was to roll all these together, which is probably a good time to do that now before I go into finishing up with the payment stuff. Okay. And do we have actions? Does this show? Okay. Interesting. What? No DigitalOcean? Sad day. Why no DigitalOcean? It'd be nice if it would show that pages built, deployed, whatever. I don't know why they don't show that. But let's try. Let's just take a look real quick, and then I got to get to bed because I got the presentation tomorrow too. I'm doing classless JavaScript. I've worked on the presentation a little bit, but I'm not 100% done. Okay, internal server error. So let's go check out what that's about. Uh-oh. That scares me. Uh-oh. Crap. Huh. So, okay, something's not quite right here. So prod is both ahead and behind. It looks like, maybe I can check the history. It looks like I did a get reset at some point. I could probably just bring this over. No, I'm not going to. It looks like I maybe updated some stuff and did a get reset, or maybe something's been rsynced over. Do I have this on some sort of auto deploy strategy? Let's go take a look at that, because maybe I do. Let's go take a look at Bliss API. I don't have git deploy in here. Okay, but let's go take a look at webhooks. Do we have any webhooks set up? I'm going to go check this in the other screen. Webhooks. No, we don't have any webhooks set up. We don't have any actions set up, right? I'm a little confused. All right, we don't have any git hooks set up here, do we? Everything's .sample in there. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Never leave a project for a month. And never leave prod in a weird place like this. You know, I'm wondering if it's maybe that prod may not have pull access. Maybe I just rsynced files over and I didn't rsync the .git. Let me see what I can find out here. Because basically what I'm finding out is prod, a lot of files are modified, but they're not modified by very much. They just look maybe more up to date. Got a lock file issue. Okay, let me check over here. Let's see if we do git log package lock.json. October 23rd. no. Let's see what happens. Get log package lock.json September 19th. So its last commit is from this, but ugh. But that's not the file itself. As I'm looking at it, is much more up to date. I must have rsynced over some files. Bad AJ. Bad AJ. Whatever's in prod should always be committed to a branch. Okay, can we get past this? All right. What are we at here for package.json auth 3000? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it looks pretty similar. Thanks. Appreciated. Cool, AJ. Not bad, AJ. uh, Okay, so what have we got here? Util to list purchases. Okay, so I think what I want to do here, get rebase I main. These two can move up a bit. This one in particular should be able to move. Let's see, where's prod at right now? October 2nd. Show usage when listing docs. Show usage when listing docs. That should be able to move here, no problem. Oh, prod and cores updates and fixes. Interesting. Maybe that should come after this. Let's see if that works. Oops. How long was I muted? I was just muted for a second, right? I hit the mute button again and then it didn't unmute. All right, get checkout Bliss. Get log. Okay, get diff Bliss whip. Nothing, no difference, not at all. Okay, so get rebase Bliss whip. Get rebase dash I main. All right, so what I want to do is take these two as early as I can. Okay. Where we have? So this is all feature product stuff. Payments, payment webhook, add token refreshing and logout. It says move me up. Sure, let's do it. Let's see if that one will work. Okay, cool. So basically, I'm trying to draw a line in the sand here to say all the goodies, but not the stuff that has to do with payments, I want to bring over to prod. So I want to be able to pick one of these to say, like this is where prod should be. Update project info. So I think this is the line in the sand right here. I think this is what should be tagged as prod right here. But we can reword this. Add token refreshing and logout. And I can just reword this because we don't need to move it up anymore. Okay. So let's do this. Let's do checkout -b prod. And let's do get rebase -i main. And let's just look through these one by one and see what can we drop. So can almost taste the payments. So definitely want to drop that. Product payment info, drop that. Update project info, DB migration nodes. Probably want to drop that as well. I'm guessing that this goes with this. User and payments, drop. Subscription, drop. One-time purchases, drop. Switch to ULIDs, drop. Manual testing, drop. Util to list purchases, drop. Okay, so we're going to drop all this stuff. And we're going to say, okay, this is what prod is. So Bliss should be from prod, and we should be able to get rid of the Bliss whip, I think, right? Because if I go to checkout, if I do get diff Bliss whip, there's nothing, right? So I should be able to just get rid of Bliss whip. Let's call this checkout B payments, right? Origin payments. What else we got going on here? So let's just get rid of Bliss whip and Bliss. Yeah, I don't really care. So let's just get rid of this one. Get checkout Bliss whip, get rebase payments, right? Uh-oh. What did I do wrong? Okay, get checkout, get rebase, abort. I'm going to abort this. All right. Get diff payments. Oh, there's no difference between the two. Okay, so it's just a rebase issue. So yeah, then I'm just going to check out payments, and I'm going to branch -d. All right, let me just double check. Get diff Bliss whip. Okay, and get rid of that one. Okay, this makes sense. This is logical. This is good. So let's go back to branches here. And let me just get rid of Bliss whip and Bliss. Let's look at all branches. Okay, so we got main, we got prod, and we got payments. And then I think what I want to do is I want to go check out prod and get checkout-b sync, and then get push-u origin sync. Okay, so then I should have an issue for myself. Status update. Okay, prod is same as sync. Sync is maybe ready to go. Payments is probably also really close, but I lost track since it's been a month. Direct child of sync. Okay. So basically what I'm going to be able to do at some point is fold a bunch of commits in. Notes to self. Just in case I don't get back to this tomorrow and this weekend. All right. So with that, I feel pretty good about saying let's see, can I do a get fetch here? Ah, indeed, I cannot. Why is that? It is because okay, so my problem is that indeed I'd rsynced it over because this doesn't have any automated deployment set up, and it doesn't have the SSH key set up on that server. But I think that it's fair to say prod should be able to prod should not be able to push, but prod should be able to pull. So I'm just going to go add my SSH key. I'm just logging into the GitHub. See, I'm just going to settings keys. I'm just adding my SSH key there. Okay, wait a minute. It says the key is already in use. If the key is already in use, then why can't I do config? I'm a little bit confused because it's telling me the key's already there. But yeah, when I do a get fetch, it's complaining that I can't do a get fetch. So tell me why. You know? I'm going to try that again. Get fetch. Could not read from remote repository. Repository not found. That repository seems to be found enough right here. Let me just try editing my .git config and see if I notice anything. Maybe there's a misspelling. So these are generally not case sensitive, but I do have the cases are different here in terms of Beyond Code Bootcamp uppercase versus lowercase. So maybe that makes a difference. Let me try get fetch. It says it's got the right public key. So I'm really not sure here. That's very confusing to me. Well, I don't know what to think about that. So I'm going to, I guess, just rsync it over again. I'm going to make a backup first, though. What's today's date? 2021, 12/16. All right. So I've made a backup. And I'm going to bring the code over, I guess. Sorry, I'm doing this on the other screen. Prod stuff, you know. Oh, this could be good. October 2nd. Let's see if my fish history can tell me what's up. Alrighty. Let's see what's going to happen here. What happens if I go to, here's prod. Let's do refresh. That's concerning. Hold on just one second. I think I may have overwritten environment variables, but it's okay because I made a backup. No, maybe not. All right. Yeah, no problems there. Okay, so let's see what happens when I try to log in. Oh, something went wrong. Something went wrong. Kind of strange. Let's see if we can figure out what went wrong here. Let's clear everything out. Click sign in. This is obviously not the right one. Let me just close out all the consoles here. Okay, let's open this console. It's cleared out. Refresh. What is this over here? Okay, do I have... On prod. Okay. Well, that's not good. I'm a little bit concerned. It looks like there's a database migration that is different. So let's see what happens. Let me look under database migrations. I need to see what was there before. Okay, so let me just bring this over onto the other screen so we can all take a look at it here. Maybe you can help me out. All right, so this is current prod, has these database migrations. These have not necessarily been run. This is just what exists. Okay, now let's take a look at backup prod. We're going to take a look at its database migration files. Okay, so these we can expect have been run. I don't know why I'm getting the list differently here, but let's see what's different. We have an add teams, so add sessions is different. Let's get these in numerical order here. I don't know why they weren't that way to begin with, but this looks like a proper numerical sort. And then let's look at this one. Okay, this is proper order, that's proper order. So it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like the difference between these is just that there is a sessions as part of this. So I'm going to do a git log on that sessions file to see when that was added and kind of try to figure out whether I want to run that migration or not. Well, first let me just check and see what's in it. We can look at that right here. DB migrations. Let's see, branch. Let's go to the prod branch here. All right, git log DB migrations. Add token refreshing and log out. Okay. So I'm actually kind of surprised. Let's do git rebase -i main so we can get a look here. Add token refreshing and log out. Okay, let's take a look at what this is. What does this add? Okay. Okay, so I think this was the exchange endpoint. I think that's what we're looking at here, is coding up the exchange endpoint. Yes, refresh. So refresh has not been working in prod, period. Okay, let's go take a look at, let's check out payments. And let's see how lib session is different. Whoops. Git log lib session. Okay. So I think that's probably going to be fairly safe to run that migration. All right, so I'm going to do npx connects migrate up. Ran the following migrations. Okay. So let's take a look at journal control. And then let's just do a little refresh here. I'm kind of not expecting that to be an internal server error. Let me make sure that we're looking at the right thing again. I'm seeing unexpected. Okay, let me make sure that I restart this here. I shouldn't need to restart it, because I didn't change the code, I just changed the database. And I do see an unexpected error unauthorized. So I think this is falsely triggering. Let's see, do I see this again? Come on, show me the logs. All right, refresh. Yeah, okay. So I think what's happening here is it's falsely triggering an unauthorized. What it should be doing, or it's falsely triggering a 500. Because I think somewhere, instead of throwing a proper error with a 401 or a 403, I'm just throwing a new error with the message all caps unauthorized. So let's go ahead and do the sign in here. All right, so I'm able to sign in. Looks good. Okay. And then let's refresh. Okay, cool. And I'm still logged in. So that's great, I think. I probably should put some contact info on here just in case somebody's using this. Let's see. They have a bug or something. All right. So I'm just going to put this here. 500 on unauthorized. Should be fixed soon. Needs fixing. Then failure on reload. The reason we're having a failure on the reload is that when you do a reload, it fires off an event, and it's going to try to do a sync on the reload. But it turns out that's a bad idea. What to do, right? Okay. Failed to fetch. And this is actually going to be hard to diagnose. Yeah, see, so it tries the sync. It tries to do a sync on refresh. But that's a front end problem. But don't sync on refresh. Not a big deal. Okay, well that's a big improvement. I'm glad to finally have that there. And now I know that I've done Migration Assistant on a Mac. And I've seen that local storage does not persist across any of the browsers because that, I guess, is just meant to be a form of caching and not a form of data. I know that I do need a solution for making sure that people have access to their secret, their encryption key. Because essentially at this point it would be you want to have your encryption key in more than one place. You might want to offer people to print it, or I don't know. Got to think about this. Also, I think for paid users, I'm going to do something kind of weird. If you pay, you're going to get access to features such as making certain things public and having, basically, if you pay, it can be less secure. That's the way that we're going to play this, which is going to be interesting. Meaning not that it will be, but that you have the option of making it less secure. So you have the option of, say, storing your encryption key or something. Let me just make sure there's nothing about payments here yet. Yeah, there's nothing about, because it's on bliss.js.org. So what I need to do, well, we'll have to see. I need to go read the terms of service for this. I think it's going to be okay, but I am going to need to basically have this hook into a service rather than directly provide payments for this on js.org. So yeah, I'll have to check out their terms of service and whatnot. And it's probably going to be fine for me to, test this out on js.org, but ultimately I'm going to need to have it be indirect so that you could connect to, you could either run your own encryption in sync service, or that you could buy the sync service. That way it's not a commercial project, it's an open source project, and you can choose what to do with it. So that just becomes a matter of convenience. Anyway, I'm out for the night. Thanks for joining in. If you enjoyed it at all, if it was entertaining or educational or any of the above, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and share with someone that you like. Otherwise, give it a thumbs down and share with someone that you don't like. I'll wait another 15 seconds or so just to see if there's any final comments or questions or anything, and then I'll peace out. Don't be a silent sufferer. Ask your questions. Or don't. Or say goodbye if you want to be nice. Or don't. Okay, well, seeing that I don't see anything coming through in the chat, goodbye to all of you. Adios.